Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show.
Welcome. We're here, Globe Life Park, Arlington, Texas. Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Awesome. Miss Carol Harper Poe, my co-host, is here. How you doing, Miss Carol?
I'm fine, Dr. James. How are you?
Awesome. Another beautiful day here. Another great sunny day to be here and talk about great topics, small business topics, and more. How do you like that?
I love it.
Do you love it?
I love it. It's marvelous.
Well, before we get into my staple start of the show, I'd like to actually ask you about your new book. You have a new book that you came out with, and I'd love to have you elaborate in full, and you show the viewers and tell everyone exactly about this book, where they can get it, the deals. Tell them everything that you want to tell them, Miss Carol.
All right. This is the book, if you can see it. I know you guys can. Justice for All Equality. It came out June 5th. You can get it on Amazon.com. You can order it from me, carolspublishingcompany.com. You can go on caroldharper.com, leave me a message. You can call me at 469-643-6498 or 469-778-8682. And also, you can get it in Kindle. You can get it in soft cover. You can get it now on audio. It is now on audio. And if you text me and let me know that you want it, I'm running a promotion. The promotion, you need a promotion code, and you can only get the promotion code through text and by email or by your phone. So you want to get this free offer, and you can get it for free, or you can get it for $3.95. I'd rather have it for free. How about you, Dr. James?
I would love it for free. Explain to them exactly how to get it, step by step.
Okay, step by step. I will send you a link to the book, and the link will pop up on audible.com, and at the bottom of the link that I send you, you have a code. That is a promotion code. You type that promotion code in, they'll ask you to put that code in, and it'll automatically take you there. I don't know if you have audible.com, you remember username, password, whatever you have to do, you can get it in through this app. But you got to have the code, the promotion code, to get it free or for $3.95 till time lasts. And also, if it's possible, I wanted to talk about, I was presented in my hometown newspaper, El Dorado News Time, on Sunday the 23rd, and this past Wednesday. It only just showing my book release and how do you get it, and it says available through www.audible.com. But I already shared it with you. You can text me 469-643-6498 or 469-778-8682. Now, if you're not in the United States, I have a code for the UK. If you text me for that, I'll give you a code. You can get it for free. If you're overseas, you can get it by Facebook, by email, carolharper.com, caroldharper.com, on Twitter, Instagram. I'm all on the social media. I'm on YouTube. Drop me a message, and you can get it. Audio, and all of my books are becoming audio. You guys said you wanted audio because you want to listen to it as you travel or on your phone. Now it's out. So all I'm asking is for support. That's all I'm asking.
How sweet it is.
Oh, definitely.
So how many books is it now, Miss Carol? How many books total do you have published?
My company, Carol's Publishing Company, 13 and 14. This one made 14. Justice for All made 14. And let's not forget the 3 books that I published for someone else, and I'm also working on another one for someone else as time permit.
So for our readers, what is that book about, Justice for All Equality? Explain to the listeners and viewers exactly what that book is about so they can have a little tidbit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Justice for All Equality is it's a brief history of our ancestors. It tells about the contents in here is the Declaration of Independence. It talks about brief history. It talks about the words of Martin Luther King. It talks about a few of the slaves and the 5 famous slaves revolts. They had revolts back in the day. And also it talks about a little breakdown of my history. It breaks down a little bit about basically, I'm all for what's right, the spiritual. I have scriptures in here, Romans 12:1. And it also talks about the rioting in Minnesota and all of those other things, the Breonna Taylor and all of that. It just breaks down a little history. It's for anybody. This book doesn't have any race, creed, or anything. It's for all races. It's for history. It's just for us to learn a little more about our history.
I love it. I love it. So you said that people can not only read this book for our readers, but for our listeners that love to listen to an audio book, it's available for audio, for listening, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's available for audio. As I stated, you can get it, text me. I can email it to you. I'm on Facebook, Carol Harper, Carol's Publishing Company, Books for Life. You just text me and I will send you the link. You cannot get this promotion without the link and the promotion code.
Awesome, awesome. How many pages is it?
Well, actually, in reality, it's a short, but it's what's in the book. 42 pages.
Okay, and it's
43 pages.
All right, and as far as the audio is concerned, do you know how long it is? As far
About
as
39 minutes, 36 to 39 minutes.
Oh man, that is awesome.
And the narrator is B. Patrick, and the voice, I think you will love the voice because it brings it out, it stands out, and the narrator is B. Patrick.
Really?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely, I love it. So it's been a while since you've touched bases on some of the other products that's on your website. I'm sure that you want to let the viewers and listeners know about more of the other products other than your book. Why don't you explain some of the other products in detail on your website other than your books?
Sure. All right. Just to let you know, my website is caroldharper.com, but I am in transition of getting a new website, but you still can find my products on caroldharper.com. So some of the products that I have backpacks, I have pillows, I have pens, I have I made a couple of days, I have seasonal wreaths that you can put on your doors for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, whatever. I got those available. I have multiple of things. Candles. I just sold a set of candles to my website guy. He bought a set out of Houston. And what else I have, Dr. James? I have hoodies. I have the winter time's coming up, so we have caps, name brand. We have T-shirts. We have, just all multiple things. I suggest that you go look on caroldharper.com. Multiple of things. It's not just the book. It's Carol's Publishing Company website, but I have multiple of things, and I'm adding on as we speak. Because I have handkerchiefs. I have all kinds of things that I think that will interest you. It's not just only books.
How sweet it is.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I want to get into astronomy talk again. And we finished off where we talked about the massive stars, and we talked about their life and death and what they go through. And so What we talked about kind of briefly to get up to that point, we talked about our sun is a midlife star, and when it goes out, it's going to go out relatively quiet. The stars that are 20 to 30 times the size of our sun, they're going to go out more in a bang. They're going to go out as a supernova.
Wow.
Okay, but we had one about 200 times the size of our sun back in 2006 that went supernova, and we were able to see it. Now, not on a level that you can notice unless you know. So if you was looking at the sky during this time, it had a couple of flickers that you were like, wait a minute, what's that?
What's that? Yeah.
And so this star was 200 times the size of our sun. Now, the reason why it wasn't so big, it was about 240 light years away.
Okay.
But for the viewers and listeners that don't know what a light year is, 1 light year equals 1 trillion miles away.
Wow.
So 228 light years away is trillions and trillions of 200 trillion miles away.
Wow.
And to be able to see it flicker like that, it shows you the power that it gave off. The supernova, the explosion, is really incomprehensible to the power it would give. Obviously, it's not in our galaxy. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so that's what those do. Now, there's some around that same size, anywhere from 40 to that 200. Another change can happen to those size. Sometimes when that star goes through the death, the explosion can be so massive. Okay, the star can collapse on itself. And when it collapses on itself, it does something that you've heard about, but you don't really know where it comes from.
Absolutely.
A black hole is formed.
Wow.
A black hole is formed from a massive star exploding so violently to where it falls in on it. It implodes. And when it implodes, it turns into something that has infinite density.
Wow.
And that is a black hole.
Okay.
And a black hole obviously can eat up anything.
Okay.
Now, a black hole doesn't really roam around like a hunter trying to suck up stars. What it does, though, anything in its vicinity, anything close by, it will destroy it.
Oh,
It
wow.
doesn't matter if it's a sun, if it's another star. It doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter if it's a
Right.
planet. They will eat up those things.
Wow.
That's one of the biggest forces that we have in the universe, because a black hole traps light. If you shine a flashlight through it, it will bend the light and send it back the other way. It will not allow light to even go through it.
Wow.
It's that powerful, that dense. Black holes is incredible, but sometimes when a massive star explodes, the core stays. And there's a lot of scientific part to it, to why it does it, because obviously when the massive star gets to supernova, what'll happen is doing that because all the elements have been reduced or transformed into lead and steel. And once it gets to lead and steel, well, the star cannot convert it anymore, and it gets super hot, and it has nothing else to do but explode.
Wow.
But again, the other option is it will implode and it will turn into a black hole.
Okay.
But sometimes the core of that massive star stays intact. When that happens, it turns into a neutron star.
Okay.
Now, that neutron star it could be about 10 miles wide. It's really not that big. A neutron star is about 10 to 20 miles.
Wow.
And so it's very little, but the density on it, a teaspoon of that material would weigh billions of tons.
Wow.
Let me make this clear. If there's a reason why humans has never stood on a neutron star, because if we step foot on a neutron star, we would immediately be smashed into the star. We would immediately be crushed into just nothing.
Wow.
Because again, on that neutron star, it's billions of tons. Just a scoop of it is billions of tons.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, so if you stand on it, that's what it does. So that's more changes that those massive stars go through. It turns it into a neutron star, which that star sometimes can be seen flickering in the night when you may think it's lightning, but it's one of those neutron stars. So next week, what we'll do is we'll get more into the black holes, and we'll get more into the neutron star as it pertains to exactly what they do and other aspects. Because after we get done with that one, I really want to get into early Earth.
Okay.
So one of our topics, and we'll probably touch on that also, is the early stages of Earth. When Earth was formed, the changes that it went through, how it would have been like to be on Earth during the early stages, through the years, and through the dinosaur times, and through now us. We'll get into all that good stuff. Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is. All right. So, Dr. James.
So this is, so I'm assuming this is changing topics, huh?
This is changing topics, and we'll be talking about business.
Okay.
So, what tips are someone starting a business that you can give to a person?
Well, first, I would like to ask you that question first.
Come on, Dr.
How about that? Because I've been doing all the talking now. I want you to talk.
Okay.
Give me tips on what you would tell someone that's starting a business first.
Okay, first of all, I think I touched on this. We touched on it on another show. First, you got to have what you really want to go into. What is your passion? You got to have an idea. You got to have it written down. You got to have a business plan. It's more than just running a business and just having products. It's the person in the back office, person in the back that's doing the footwork and all the writing and ordering and having it licensed, having the IN number, having all these things done, and it has to be registered by the state. It has to be a lot of things go with someone starting a business. And you got to have your bank account separate from your personal account. You have to have all these things set up, how you want your product to sell your products. Are you going to use PayPal? Are you going to use other vendors, or however way you want to do it? And you got to have a website. You got to get a website for your products to go on. You got to have a mailing list. If you're going to get your postage, or you're going to pay for postage regular. It's just a whole lot of things that I can go on and on and on and on and on about. Now, Dr. James, you tell me something about on how to start a business.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you about things to help start a business next.
Okay.
And this news house.
Whether on that beat.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our clouds when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Take it in, we alive like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up running. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mess me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drum me round in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up running. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding.
Hi, my name is Warren Campbell, and I have the opportunity today to give you some information that I think would be invaluable to you. I am part of an organization that every 2 or 3 months gives a presentation which presents income opportunities. It's called Money Making. So what we want to do is to get this information out to individuals who are indeed interested in doing just that, making money. So what I'd like to do is present an individual who is also going to give you some more information on that event. Dr. James, come in and let them know exactly what it is that they can expect once they come in.
Thank you, sir. Guys, this money-making event, like Mr. Campbell said, is every 2 to 3 months. No matter where you are in the bracket, as far as if you love where you're working, but you want to make extra money, let us help you. If you're working and you want to make a lot of extra money, we can help you. If you want to have your own business, we can help you. Whatever you desire, but this can be a life-changing event. And all we want to do is have you here to listen, okay? So, coming to this event, you don't have to worry about you need to go get something to eat and all that. Come to us, we'll feed you that day, we will feed you. 2, just for coming, we will give you either a $200 gift card or a tablet or more gifts just for coming. Let me say that one more time. I know, maybe you didn't hear us, right? Just for coming, we're going to give you a $200 gift card or a tablet or other gifts just for coming to this event that you're going to be coming for anyway, just because you want to hear about how to make more money. So, thanks for listening. Give us a call. Let us know if you want to get going. You can either call 469-765-5327, Dr. James, or call
972-965-1484, Warren Campbell.
And again, we're looking forward to getting this thing going.
Yes, indeed.
Have a good day.
All right. We are back. Globe Life Park, Arlington, Texas. Fishbowl Radio Network. Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Miss Carol, we are back.
All right.
And I said I was going to talk about the tips for someone wanting to start a business.
All right.
Well, the first thing that someone needs is to be serious. Be serious about it. Don't say you want to start a business just to tell someone you want to start a business and say, I got a business, but 2 years passed and you really ain't done anything, but you want to say you got. I mean, some people want to do it just because they want to say, I have a business.
Absolutely.
Be serious is the first thing. The second thing, to show that you're serious, you have to be able to put in the work. And what I mean by put in the work on your craft, whatever your business is. if you're a caterer, then obviously you need to be able to. I'm not talking about being able to cook. You need to be able to organize where you're going to sell your product. You need to figure out what accounts that you want to go to. You know, I know a caterer where they go to different dealerships. They go to different car auctions and they post up. They park their van or their truck or their vehicle, and they will sit up there and they will go sell their product. You have to have that in mind. I remember one person, I told them exactly how to do that, and they just couldn't find enough time to even go do it. I just didn't go today. And before you know it, they have never started their business. They've never done it. And so it takes more than just saying, I want to start. All that other stuff is technical stuff that really doesn't matter. Like, to go get your name legal, that's cool, but that's something simple and easy.
Exactly.
To go get your bank account, to go get a debit card in your business name, all that's great and wonderful. But if you're going to be successful in your business, you have to do the one thing that I talk about a lot, and that is consistency.
Exactly.
You know, again, to have a business, business means day in and day out working on your business. And of course, there's two ways. If you have another job and you're doing this on the side and you want to grow it. Now, if you're just wanting to do it on the side for your life, then of course, then you only have to do a certain amount, right? Then you can work your 8-hour job and you can get off and you can spend a couple of hours focused on your business. Do that 3-4 days a week, 2 or 3 days a week, and that's that'll be enough because you're trying to just make a little extra money.
Okay.
But on the other hand, if you're trying to live from your business, be able to pay your bills, put money in your bank, put money in your pocket from just your business, that's a different animal.
Wow.
You need to be able to do this daily, really set up a schedule.
Okay.
And I'm talking to the people that's starting a business, set up a schedule on a daily basis. It doesn't have to be 8 to 5 because when you're self-employed, the time is not a big deal, but you need to go to work 8 or 9 o'clock, and you need to get off at 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And when a customer calls you after 9, you need to deal with them.
Exactly.
But you need to do that every single day, just to have a chance.
Okay.
Because every 20 businesses that start, and this is not coming out of my mind, it's coming out of Google actually.
Okay.
Every 20 businesses that start, 18.5 fail.
Wow.
Let me say it again. Every 20 businesses that start a business, 18.5 fail.
Why do they fall?
And why do they fail? Well, it's really a lot of different reasons, a ton of reasons really.
Okay.
But if you can get past 2 years of being in business, then you have a good shot at staying in business.
Okay.
Typically, it's 2 years and under when they fail.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of reasons, but I bet you most of the reasons is probably not enough persistence, not quite being serious. And some people can feel like they're serious in a conscious manner, but unconsciously are not putting it priority.
Okay.
That's just how that goes. It's almost like, anything, going to the gym. You know how important that is of staying healthy. You know you want to go. You know you want to go lose weight or get muscles or just whatever you're trying to do.
Exactly.
You know how you want to do it.
Exactly.
But then you're thinking about how hard it is, and subconsciously you're not putting it priority. That's why people say, "Oh, I hadn't started yet. I'm gonna start Tuesday."
Okay.
Well, now it's next Monday. I'm gonna wait till the first of the month to start.
I'm coming though.
You know what? I'm gonna come after. I'm gonna wait till I'm off on Saturday, and then it never comes.
Exactly.
And all that comes from the subconscious mind.
Okay.
Because if you feed into it, it ain't priority.
Okay.
No matter what you think, you may be able to make yourself go one day.
Okay.
But the subconscious is really what runs you. So the key is the subconscious mind will not allow you to go to the gym until you radically change it. Meaning you have to probably go 4 or 5 straight days, work out hard, and do that for 2 or 3 straight weeks to be able to get into to put it into your subconscious, into a part where, okay, going to the gym is important, and then the subconscious makes you go then.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to do it, not do it, do it, not do it, do it, I'm going to do it.
Right.
A lot of people can understand how to do it, but if you don't go do it, you're not doing it.
Right.
So that's my version on how to start a business, if you're going to start a business, and that's just to be consistent, be focus on what you got to do, and do it every day. 7 days a week. Because there's no off days for a new business. Right. I want to be off on Saturday. No, forget all that. Every day you work, Every day. There's no time. It might be 10 hours this day, 6 hours that day, 18 hours that day.
Right.
It just depends on your customer. Even though you're self-employed, your customer is your boss.
Okay.
Even though when you have a bunch of customers, one customer normally can't hurt you as far as being in business or not,
Okay.
but that customer dictates if you make money or not from them.
Exactly.
So every time you have a customer, if you can envision them as being your boss for that moment or that day or however long that you're going to have that customer,
Exactly.
think of them as your boss, then you will treat them like gold. Because think about when you work for someone and how you treat your boss normally. You treat your boss a whole lot better than you normally treat coworkers.
Exactly.
So treat them like they're your boss. And that's another good tip for starting a business.
Wow.
How sweet it is.
All right. Our next topic will be about network marketing. So, Dr. James, for those who are in network marketing, how do you become successful at it?
Okay, so network marketing is more of what I consider a numbers game type of business.
Okay.
It had the same principles as being consistent. Everything in business is consistency, but network marketing is more of a numbers game.
Okay.
Because network marketing is more about the volume of people that is joining your business or joining the business,
Okay.
and talking to a certain amount of people.
Okay.
Like on a level that most people don't really think about it. You say, well, did you talk to any customers this week? You know, so I talked to 4 or 5 this week. Well, if you talk to 4 or 5 this week, that's not enough. You have to have a number in place. You have to really think about that number. You have to say, okay, I'm going to talk to 10 people a day. And can you talk to more? Of course. Okay. But let's say that you put that number in place. I'm going to try to meet 10 people a day.
Okay.
If you're doing this 6 days a week, let's say that you only say, I'm going to take out 1 day. Well, 10 people a day is 60 people per week, right?
Okay.
Well, in a month, that's 240 people.
Okay.
So if you talk to 240 people about your business, how it works is out of 240 people, you're going to get about 30 to 50 people that are going to listen.
Okay.
And out of those 30 to 40 to 50 people that are going to listen, you're going to get about 5 to 12 that are going to spend money with you.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Okay.
But if you just step back and say 240 people and I'm only getting 12 sales,
Exactly.
that sounds like a little, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, depending on exactly what you're selling.
Exactly.
But if you're getting, 12 sales, 10 sales, 5 sales
Exactly.
every week, well, let's say the product that you're selling is just, let's say it's $25,
Right.
right? Well, 5 sales, that's what, $100, right? So $125. So the key is that's $125 per week of just people that at your meeting. But imagine if your product is $100.
Exactly.
Well, 4 or 5 sales per week, man, that's $400 or $500.
Exactly.
To see, that's easily obtained if you understand how the numbers work.
Okay.
See, again, 10 people a day, 6 days a week.
Okay.
That's 60 people per week. That's 240 people per month.
Okay.
And the numbers, it just works out that way. Some people are going to listen to what you got, some people not. That's just how it works. But how the numbers work is out of 240 people, you'll get 30 to 50 that's going to really listen.
Wow.
And you're going to get anywhere from 5 to 12 people that's going to spend money.
money, yeah.
That's weekly. And I'm giving you the low number. If you do 5 people a week and your product is $100, you'll make $500 a week.
Wow.
And that's just doing it on a low scale.
Okay.
Now imagine when you're when you have other teammates, other teammates that's doing the same 10 a day. All of a sudden you have let's see, 1, 2, 3, let's say 4 more teammates doing the same thing. Y'all are talking to 1,100 people a week now.
Exactly.
Well, you do the math. If it's 5 for that, 5, 10, 15, 20, that means you got 20 to 30 paid people a week.
Wow.
It's a numbers game.
Yes.
So network marketing, it definitely requires consistency.
Okay.
It requires looking at the numbers, the total numbers.
Okay.
It requires to talk to people about your business on a daily basis. And network marketing is just what it sounds like. It's network marketing. It's marketing your network.
Okay.
And so, Ms. Carol, I'd like to ask you about that. Tell me your experience or your ideas of network marketing.
Well, my experience on network marketing is, as you all know, I think you guys are awesome. Fed up with me posting on Facebook, but like Dr. James said, it's more than just posting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's out there. Like it's everything that he said, and it starts with me first, and because I'm learning a lot too myself as we go through these shows. It's more putting in the time and treating your clients just like your customers. They're really paying you. I look at it like, I'm going to use this example. At the hospital, when you work at the hospital, I work at the hospital, your patients are really paying you, basically, because you got to take care of them and what type of insurance they got. It all starts with the manager, the supervisor, and the higher up people or whatever. But you got to look at everyone as your employer, if I said that right, your employer. So basically, network marketing is getting out there, networking with people and treating them like Dr. James said, as gold. You got to treat them as gold, and that is money and a numbers game, as he said.
Dynamite.
All righty then.
Before, Miss Carol, before you ask me this next question, I wanted to ask you something about self-improvement. Give the listeners and viewers your version of self-improving themselves.
Okay.
If you will.
Self-improving. All right, let me think of this for a minute. Self-improving is, as we talked about it on a previous show, is actually you are what you eat. You have to be healthy. Your mind has to be healthy. You have to do exercises on your mind. You have to love yourself before you love others, because if you don't love yourself, you will not love others. Basically, you take care of yourself. Like Dr. James was talking about exercising. I don't start back exercising, in my downtime. Not that anyone needs to know, but that's just my personal time, what I do. I read, I study, I pray, I fast, I talk to God, which is the head of my life, and also I definitely just try to improve myself daily by just doing little small things.
Man, that is awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, my version of self-improvement would be things to improve yourself as far as in every aspect. Yes, physically you should exercise somehow. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how long and exactly. what you do, but I think at least 3 to 4 days or more per week you should do something, whether it's 5 minutes of whatever, walking.
Exactly.
That's that part of it. But then there's a brain part that I really focus on a lot. There's a self-improvement. There's techniques to improve your IQ, improve how smart you can be. You can make yourself smarter. You can make yourself brilliant if you do certain things, technique-wise, to improve your brain. Also, improve your business mindset by continuing to read, read books, read things that enhance your mind and your information for your brain. And if you do those things on top of spiritual, I want to get into that. Anyone that believes in whatever they believe in, you should exercise that and focus on that as well in a spiritual manner. And if you don't, of course, that's fine. On the other hand, you want to be able to focus on family. You want to be able to spend time with your kids, your spouse, your family. You want to be able to, your girlfriend, boyfriend, you want to be able to kind of have a little time to enjoy the day, the growth of what they're doing and how they're doing it. Fortunately and unfortunately for an entrepreneur, it may seem like that time doesn't come. Like I think about business 24 hours a day. Only when I'm asleep do I not think about business, but I include the kids in a lot of business I do. I'm able to have them around. They've been working for me since they've been, I'm talking about all 4 of my kids, the one that's 23 down to the one that's 14. They've worked for me since they've been 7 and 8 years old. And so that gives me another way of being around them and not having an excuse of, well, I got to watch the kids. That's why I can't go. I got the kids. No, I remember when my 2 oldest ones, they were 5 and 2. And I had them both in a baby seat. Okay. And I took them to I take them to interviews. I take them to customers that I was meeting to do business with. They be right there on a couch, on the floor, at the office, wherever, because I never would let that be a reason of why I didn't want to do what I wanted to do in business. I would include them. You don't have to do it in spite of or because you have kids. You can include them in what you do if you're patient enough.
That's right.
And so self-improvement is extremely, extremely important in growth and so on and so forth. So what we'd like to do next is, I know Miss Carol would like to ask me about what is a pyramid scheme or what's an MLM. And we will talk about that next.
Absolutely.
And this is house.
When it hurts like this, we climb the greatest heights, jump down and have a fight. And that's all we'll ever like, but that can never change my mind. When it's good, it's amazing. When it's bad, it's uneasy. I wouldn't have it another way. There's no other way. When it hurts like this, never like them. Never like, never like them. Never like, never like them. Never like them. When it hurts like this, never like them. Never like, never like them. Never like, never like them. When it hurts like this, we hold each other high, but we fall 1,000 times. But I'd never say goodbye or ever leave this stuff behind. When it's good, it's amazing. When it's bad, it's uneasy. I wouldn't have it another way. There's no other way. When it hurts like this, never like them. Never like, never like them. Never like, never like them. Never like them. When it hurts like this, never like them. Never like, never like them. Never like, never like them. When it hurts like this.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. James, host of Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network, broadcasting live each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. from Fishbowl Radio Network Studios at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear us talk about and feature small businesses and the life of a small business, the struggles, the triumphs, the daily operation, the grind of starting and running a small business. So be sure to log on each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. to catch Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Let's jump in.
All right. We are back. Globe Life Park, Arlington, Texas. Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network.
Yes. Dr. James, how do you determine what's a pyramid scheme or MLN?
Okay. How do you determine what's a pyramid scheme or MLM? Okay. So sometimes network marketing can get a bad rap for certain things. And so there's a difference between a pyramid scheme and a good MLM or a good network marketing business. Okay. So a pyramid scheme is any business that exchanges money for money or money for a position to make money. That's a pyramid scheme. And the reason why I know this is I have a buddy that's in the FBI, and he explained to me thoroughly, probably about 7, 8 maybe years ago.
Okay.
He explained to me exactly what they do and how they do it, and how do they determine what's one and the other. A pyramid scheme is any business that exchanges money to get money, or money for a position to make money. A good MLM or network marketing is exchanging money for goods or services. Period.
Okay.
Exchanging money for goods or services is good network marketing or MLM. That would be the difference between one or the other. Okay. Do you have any experience in the MLM? Well, as far as the pyramid scheme, have you ever ran into that type of business?
All the time, because people are trying to scheme you out of money. They make it sound good. You know, if you do this, you can get $5 million or something overnight or something like that.
Right.
So I consider that as a scheme.
Got you.
But the MLM I have been in, and I haven't had that. I had about 3 of them I have been in, and they're good, successful companies today, as I say. And I am in one now.
Awesome. I love it.
The Dr. James McConnell.
I love it. So the bottom line is, anyone that ever runs into a business where you're exchanging money for money or money for a position, you pay money to wait till somebody else pays money and then you move. So the key here is typically authorities are not going after typically people that are just doing it. They're normally going after the people that started it, because what happens is when you deal with a business like that, they stay open for a year or less, and then they move to another name. They change it to something else so they won't get caught. But sometimes what they do, he told me that sometimes they will make an example, and what they do is obviously there's going to be some kind of paper trail of you spending money. So what they do sometimes, only for an example, is they will go after everyone that has done it, only on occasion, but you don't know when they're going to do it.
Okay.
When they decide to do it, they'll go after everyone that has done it. And so I'm just saying that, so if you ever get into a business where you're spending money to be something and not getting a product or knowledge or service back, then it's not a good business.
Exactly.
It's not a good business.
Wisdom.
So, okay, we want to flip topics here. We want to talk a little bit about the weather, about what's going on and how it is affecting business. But first, Ms. Carol, let's talk about this hurricane.
Okay. Of course, we already know the hurricane came through, swept across the country this last week, and some 200,000 people in Louisiana had no access to water. As of now, they don't have access to water because the water system is damaged. At least 14 have died as of today. I was reading in the news. It was saying 14 has died in Louisiana, and has it was caused by Hurricane Laura. Okay, and also they have a lot of carbon monoxide poisoning. People are dying from that. 4 deaths in Texas. 500,000 homes and businesses remain without power over the Arklatex. Arkansas dropped down trees and a lot of strong winds, and it was a Category 4 storm on the Louisiana shores. And
Man.
awesome. That's powerful, isn't it?
Man, that is crazy. So who was affected by it? What parts of the country, or who was affected by this hurricane so far?
Well, actually, Arklatex mean Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas, of
Okay.
course. DFW, we had a lot of rain and stuff. Galveston, Houston. Basically in Lake Charles, Louisiana, 5 deaths was caused by carbon dioxide. 23 people was killed in the Caribbean.
Man. That is sad.
And some say that this hurricane that we had, Mark and Laura, was the worse than Hurricane Rita.
That's
that we
scary.
had.
That's scary.
So basically, if you allow me to hit on a couple of hurricanes, I'm just going to go down the list and just name some. Hurricane Floyd in 1999, Hurricane Keith, 2000, Tropical Storm Allison, 2001, Hurricane Iris, 2001, Hurricane Isabel, 2003, Hurricane Charlie, 2004, Francis, 2004. I know you remember this. Hurricane Ivan, 2004. And we also had Hurricane Gianna, 2004, Hurricane Dennis, 2005. And you remember this one. Sad, sad, sad. Hurricane Katrina in 2005. It was a Category 5 with winds ranging from 175, sometimes 195 on the Mississippi River. And I'm going to ask you this, Dr. James. What are you familiar with? And this is just a question I'm just coming out of my head. And I know that you have family in Louisiana. Tell me the difference between a hurricane and a cyclone. Because I know you're knowledgeable about the weather and all the stuff in the sky and all this stuff.
Okay, so the basic knowledge of it is a hurricane obviously comes off the water and is broad and is huge. A cyclone is normally smaller. And for the knowledge I have on it, that's pretty much kind of what I know about it. Hurricane is bigger, cyclone is smaller, typhoon, stuff like that.
Okay.
So what about Dallas County? I am aware that for a hurricane, the places that's more deeply challenged would be places like Houston, Galveston, New Orleans, places that are more close to the water. But Dallas is more inland, so we don't get a ton of really from what the hurricane can do. Dallas doesn't normally get that. We do get rain, we may get a flood, but we definitely don't get what those places can get.
So my knowledge in history and my research on the weather in Dallas that we had this last week was they said a lot of evacuations mandatory in Houston and Galveston. Shelters were set up in hotels because they was really trying to protect people from this COVID-19, okay? And Austin, Mesquite, Enos, and San Antonio set up evacuation shelters.
How sweet it is, man. I'm so glad that there's so many people out there trying to help and trying to help people. That is awesome. Well, we're getting to the conclusion of our show. And like always, we want to leave the listeners with something and viewers, something that they can use. We are giving away free information on how to get more customers, more leads, more profits. We're giving away free information in a group. And you text the word I want it to 469-765-5327. Text the word I want it to 469-765-5327. And we'll be waiting on you guys, and we will help you. It doesn't cost you a penny, and we'll do an article about your business absolutely free, an article. So again, text I want it to 469-765-5327, and you guys have a wonderful and blessed Saturday.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. James, host of Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network, broadcasting live each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. from Fishbowl Radio Network studios at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear us talk about and feature small businesses and the life of a small business, the struggles, the triumphs, the daily operation, the grind of starting and running a small business. So be sure to log on each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. to catch Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Let's jump in.
Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. The Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. The Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James.